live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
A naive business graduate is installed as president of a manufacturing company as part of a stock scan. He was a proxy.
Yes. This had a line that cracked me up at the very beginning, and I loved it. It was jelly up the sidewalk.
This had so many great lines.
It does. It is one.
Have you seen this before? Did you see this?
I've seen it before.
Okay.
I saw it in the theater.
I bought this when it first came out on DVD, and it was a really bad copy.
Right, yeah. No. I
have a trend here, bad copies.
I saw this in the theater, and I got to tell you...
That's probably better to see it in the theater.
Yeah, but you know what? I honestly didn't remember what an amazing production design job this was.
Oh, no, I love the sets
stunning.
And the models that they use models.
Oh, yeah, the models. And how about like the thing that's got the names on it and they're flipping?
Yeah.
They're flipping
the board, the job board.
The job board. The job board was, there's just one creative, astounding thing. The clock area.
Everything was great about this.
Yeah.
I thought, in fact, there's nothing I don't like about this movie, and that's why I was excited about reviewing it, because I haven't really watched it for 20 years. I've had the DVD getting dusty.
I haven't seen it since it came out. I mean, I
rented it back in, I don't know, whenever after it came out, about a year after.
Yeah, this is,
95, 96, I think I rented it.
I was gonna say that this was the Coen brothers with Sam Raimi as a writer. Okay. And the guy that was doing the mechanical effects in it, Peter Chesney.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, a lot of it does. It makes and
because everything was perfect about this. Like, I mean, just cinematography was great.
The cinematography, Roger Deakins.
Yeah,
Roger. I have to tell you, I worked with Roger Deakins on Sid and Nancy. And here's the thing about Roger Deakins. Roger Deakins builds grip forests. I mean, the amount of little tiny flags and spots, and how manipulated the light is that he uses, is astounding. It's like just so meticulous. It's like as normally if you see like 3 or 4 flags on a shot, and by flags I mean the grips, the black, either black or the screens or all the stuff that's put in, because that's what a grip does. A grip deals with the technology that goes in front of the light, in between the light and the actor or the scene. And grip's tools are the screens, the gels, the all kinds of different shapes to make different shadows and to eliminate streaks and flats, different kind of silks and blacks and little fingers of things and flags. And oh man, I gotta tell you, he would use absolutely everything. And this is such a great example of his work. I mean, and I'm a guy that in my design, I love to play with size.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Don't always get the chance, but when I do, I love to play with size. And in this production designer massively played with size.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just like every room is like the entire size.
Like the room that Paul Newman was in.
Yeah, the room that
with the clock. Like it went by.
Clock. Yeah. Everything was.
But the scale was great.
Yeah, the scale is immense.
And that scene was amazing, where he set himself on fire basically, and crawling on the floor. I don't know. I just love Paul Newman too.
Oh yeah, Paul Newman was great in that. And didn't you get this feeling that Paul Newman was a grounding character to it?
Absolutely.
It was like when you saw Charles Durning, and Durning takes that the running start, and it's like everybody that's on the board is comical, and Charles Durning is comical, and then all of a sudden you see Paul Newman, who is completely cutting across the grain of that. He's he's the same guy that he played is the pool player.
Oh, yeah,
you know, just absolutely dead stone eye. Absolutely, yeah. And the bit where he goes over and he picks up.
Starts smoking the cigar.
The Monte Cristo that Durning left behind.
Yeah, and he sits down in the chair.
He sits down in the chair, and you're like, wow, that's just so absolutely brutally business, you know?
Well, I love how none of them stopped him.
Right.
And there's only one guy that was crying.
Right.
That's what was what made that scene perfect. Was,
but you know the things that they like, there weren't that many sets involved, but the ones that were enormous, like the mailroom. How many people they had in the mailroom was just hilarious. You know,
the mailroom scene was pretty amazing. It was like a very well choreographed.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of 1984.
Oh yeah.
You know that it had that same hyper stylized look. And oh man, it was just wonderful.
And you had that one old man that was really good at like sorting things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just and the vacuum tubes.
And the vacuum tubes are brilliant.
And the blue letter thing. I mean, that's how it all started, obviously. But
yeah, and the clock room. You know,
yeah.
Oh, the clock room was great.
And the guy that was narrating.
Yeah. It was Ozzie Davis.
Yeah, Ozzie Davis. Okay.
Yeah, he was just brilliant.
And then Jennifer Jason Leigh, I don't know how she kept that up, but
yeah,
I mean, it was just rapid fire talking. Because the first time I saw that, I was blown away by that. I'm like, whoa, she is like,
yeah, it was, it was amazing, and all those. The thing is, and I say it, I say this that the sets made it. You know, the acting. Tim Robbins,
it was one of his early ones, right? I mean,
yeah, and I'm not sure that. I think that probably a couple of different people could have done that role as well.
Probably,
you know, as Tim Robbins. But I
could see like Tom Hanks doing it.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Yeah, exactly. You know, the lightness of it. But boy, Paul Newman is the only one that could have grounded that film, because without him, it would have been a very different film.
Totally.
You know, because
a Mel Brooks film without him.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. You know, without him, it would have been a Mel Brooks film.
Well, this is actually the movie that made me like Tim Robbins. I mean, that brought him on my radar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because like I knew nothing about him until I saw this movie.
Yeah, no.
And then of course shortly after that was Shawshank, which I saw in the theater. Yeah. I did see that one in the theater. But no, the transitions too from scene to scene. How perfect were the transitions? Like,
oh yeah,
it was like they were like match cuts here and there, but there were like some really good transitions.
Yeah.
I can't even think of one right now. But
right. But
there's so many of them.
But I know what you mean. The everything about this film.
Do you think the title was challenging? Because it sounds like a title that probably wasn't popular. I don't know.
Hudsucker Proxy. It never made sense to me when I heard it at the time. I said this film is called Hudsucker Proxy, and I just had no idea what that was. And then I saw the film, and I still really only had barely.
Right.
You know, Hudsucker, the name of the company. Okay.
I mean, Hudsucker's kind of funny. I mean,
yeah. And then Proxy, you know, he's a stand-in, but. You know, I never liked the name of the film much.
Well, I was wondering because like I was reading like that it wasn't really well received, but some critics did like the set design and everything. But I'm like,
yeah, it was not a very popular film. I remember that distinctly. Yeah,
and I guess it was in the theaters for a very short time.
Yeah,
so
it
makes me wonder if the title turned people away or something.
I really like John Mahoney. He was the the editor.
Yeah, the editor. Yeah,
the editor. Oh, he was great. Yeah, and the other factor I thought that was great, and I know that Peter Chesney's the one that did this, is he dealt with the ticker tape, because that's totally 100% his gag. I mean, he that's something that he totally, you know, like it's just zipping through. That was great.
You can't forget Bruce Campbell. We've seen some Bruce Campbell recently.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to say. Yeah, he was absolutely great, underused.
Right.
I think I think in this, I think that he could have been. He could have been more Bruce Campbell.
I think the only character I wasn't that excited about was the elevator guy.
Yeah, I didn't care about him. I got to admit, I'm with you on that.
I did like the scene though with the I don't know what he called the straw, but
the straw, the bendy straw, right.
But just that scene was probably the best part of his performance.
Right. I have to tell you, one of the things that I thought was great, was the unfold the piece of paper. for kids. For kids.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was just a circle. That was what was great about that.
I was curious that they actually got to use Whammo's name.
They must have, I don't know do you think they paid for it, I guess.
You would have thought. Yeah.
No, I thought that was it. That actually hit me. I never even thought about it till this most recent time I watched it. I was wondering how they pulled that off.
How they got the clearance for that. Clearance.
Right. And then even the hula hoop. It wasn't called anything else. It was the hula hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there, even now, I was sitting there thinking, I forgot what they called it. And it had to be something. And then it was hula hoop. And I was like, well, there's an obvious one.
I don't think there's anything about this I didn't like.
I cannot recommend this enough. I think
I've seen this probably about 10 times over the course of since I.
You know what? I haven't. I just haven't.
It's just been about 10 years, at least 10 or 15 years since I've watched it.
When did it come out originally?
94, I want to say. Yep, 94.
Yeah, 94.
So I saw it in like 95. I think I rented it in 95. And then I bought the DVD. And I watched it a ton of times.
I remember watching it with my wife in the theater.
Yeah. So it's probably been since 2002 or so when I stopped. Last time I watched it, but.
Yeah, for me that was the last time I saw it.
This gets better. I think it gets better the more you watch it.
It really does.
It's weird movies.
Well, you know what? There's something that you can really appreciate about films that really stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw out, Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh yeah, totally.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
Blade Runner.
I
think even Citizen Kane stands up. And that's really
Citizen Kane seriously stands up. The Haunted Carriage.
Yeah.
Which has got to be the oldest. And Nosferatu. All these things that these films that just stand up so well today. There's something magical about seeing all those films again.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest should not stand up, and it totally does.
Right. Well, this definitely had there's something that's reminded me of. Oh, Johnny Dangerously. I was thinking about that movie.
Oh, really?
Kind of had that same kind of weird feel.
I haven't seen Johnny Dangerous.
It had what's that actor?
That guy.
That one guy.
That one guy.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Johnny Dangerous.
There it is.
Michael
Keaton.
Michael Keaton. That guy.
And it had Joe Piscopo and Michael Keaton. It was like kind of the same kind of humor.
Yeah.
And it was like gangster movie though.
Oh, I have to see it sometime.
It was pretty funny. And there was a guy that couldn't pronounce words right, so he's like talking about those Fargan ice holes.
Mary Lou Harris. I have seen that.
I don't know. It had that kind of like feel to it, I think. But
gotcha.
Obviously, it was a different time because not that.
Did they actually shoot it in black and white?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they shot, and then they had some weird scenes that were cut in. Like they had a cartoon scene in there when they're talking about safe sex.
Who doesn't?
I think it was a condom or something. Anyway,
we're
getting away from Hudsucker Proxy.
Hudsucker Proxy.
So I don't have anything bad about this movie. In fact, I want to rate it extremely high.
Yeah, you know what? I would have to get up there in the 3.9.
I'm even higher.
Really?
Yeah.
You're 4.1, huh?
No.
Really?
I'm like at 4.5 at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So I would recommend this, especially if somebody likes Coen Brothers. They gotta see this one.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it has to be in the elite of the Coen Brothers,
and it's one of the ones that people probably haven't seen as much.
Right.
It's just weird. I think everybody's seen The Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, so let me throw one at you here because I'm going to throw you a Coen, and you tell me if this is above or
That's
below.
obscure.
How about Raising Arizona?
Oh, I love that movie. See, I would give that a 5 probably.
See, I would too.
Yeah,
I would too. I would. That's way up there.
That's actually my brother turned me on to that movie a long time ago.
Really?
Because it was one of his favorite movies, and we used to watch it every once in a while together. And
Yeah.
it was so freaking hilarious. Especially Nick Cage was
Nick
amazing.
Cage, yeah.
I think back then he was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
but,
right.
but that just that character was amazing.
Yeah, and the girl, what was the woman's name? What was the actress's name?
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter, yeah. Holly Hunter was amazing in that.
Yeah, but I think I like all the movies.
Have you seen the most recent Coen Brothers? Their most recent is The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Ah.
We have to review that.
We are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Well, don't we have to kind of find a copy of it first to be able to review it?
It's on Netflix.
That's always the challenge. Oh, it's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Well, there we go. We got it.
Look at it. Go down a little bit. I'm pretty sure it is. Wasn't it? It was done for Netflix.
I think I did see that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did
I'm
see
pretty
that.
sure it's Netflix. Yeah.
If not, we have our ways.
So, listen, people. This is all I have to say. You have to see Hudsucker. You can edit that, right?
Yeah.
Hudsucker Proxy.
You have to see Hudsucker Proxy.
Wow, that went right out of my brain. You have to see this. This is a totally great film, and you have to watch. You have to watch every other thing that the Coens have done.
Yes.
I mean,
I think so. Oh, we got to do Pet Cemetery, though, pretty soon.
oh yeah, that's right.
The original one.
Well, yeah.
Before the new one
Before
comes
the
out.
new one?
Yeah.
When does the new one come out?
Oh, you asked me
Sometime.
questions.
Why do I ask? Why do I ask the tough? Yeah,
That was a hard question.
That's because
I asked the hard questions. The hard questions.
So
April 5th.
April 5th.
Oh,
Okay.
see, we're down to the wire here.
Okay.
So you have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I do.
Let's see, I already have it right here.
Pet Cemetery. Maybe for once it'll be a good copy of it.
I think it's fun to do the old one, especially before the
I
new one comes
know.
out.
You want to torture me that way. That's what it is.
It is torture, and sometimes we're learning that the original is better.
That's right.
And
sometimes
they
we're
wasted
learning,
their time doing the new one.
That's right. Exactly.
Like Flatliners. What was the other one? There was another one that we did that was.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Well, yeah.
I don't know.
The Revenge. Yeah. Okay. That's that.
Do you know what movie I wish they would remake?
Revenge.
The Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, made popular.
You know what? I heard this the other day that they're actually right now gearing up to do Time Bandits again.
That would be awesome. Well, see, the problem with that though, if the first one's so awesome,
yeah, the first one is.
Why
really
would you
amazing.
mess with it?
Yeah,
that's my question.
That's true, because
because you can introduce a new audience to the old movie. You don't necessarily have to remake the movie to. Well, I guess they're just cashing in on it basically.
Yeah.
Because the people that are older that have seen the first one will want to go see the new one.
I still love the guy with the chip on his head, with the bald head with the chip up there. It's just utterly hilarious. So anyway, enough of this crap.
Yep, I think we're done.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review podcast. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, follow us, and, of course, like us. We can be found on Podbean, which is an amazing app, YouTube, Stitcher, Alexa on any pod, iTunes, Google Play. We're on Twitter as well, at DW Review, and, of course, Facebook. You can find us there. You can also email us at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com.